we were paying tribute actually to certain individuals who have, made life, really, really seamless, actually, so to say. In the course of last week and also yesterday, we did lose two specific people right here in Nigeria, and one is Buka Abba Ibrahim, who died Sunday and also was buried in Saudi Arabia yesterday, and also later yesterday we got wind of news that Jimmy Sholanke was also buried, also died. And Buka Ibrahim is actually the past governor of Yobe State, and he's done a whole lot for the state as a whole. And Jimmy Sholanke is a Nigerian film actor and dramatist who is also a veteran. He is a poet and a playwright. Now, these are the two people who would actually be, looking at and also giving tribute to so many people before them, and trying as much as possible to exercise and also look in depth into the end of an era, what happens after all of this, and how to also be able to curb certain things that leads to things like this. Because good life is good. Good life is something that should not be taken for granted. Living a healthy life is something that shouldn't be taken for granted at any point in time. Now, quickly, before I bring on my guests to talk about this specific people, let me give a rundown quickly on the times of Buka Ibrahim, and also a little bit about Jimmy Sholanke. Now, Buka Abba Ibrahim, commonly known as Buka Ibrahim, is a prominent Nigerian politician. He was born on December 10th, 1951 in Damaturu, Yobe State. Buka Ibrahim has had a long and successful political career, serving in various positions of leadership. He started his political journey in 1992 when he was elected as a senator representing the Yobe East constituency. He served as a senator for 3 consecutive terms from 1992 to 2007. Now, during his time in the Senate, he held various important positions, including chairman of the Senate Committee on Education and chairman of the Senate Committee on Commerce. In 1999, Buka Ibrahim was elected as the governor of Yobe State, a position he held for 2 terms from 1999 to 2007. As governor, he focused on infrastructure development, education, healthcare, and agriculture. He implemented several road construction projects, renovated public buildings, and improved access to essential services. Buka Ibrahim's contributions to the development of Yobe State have been widely recognized. He is known for his commitment to improving the lives of the people and promoting socio-economic growth in the state. His leadership and dedication have left a lasting impact on Yobe State. Now, outside of politics, Buka Ibrahim is also a renowned author. He has written several books on various subjects, including politics, governance, and development. Overall, Buka Abba Ibrahim is a respected figure in Nigerian politics, known for his achievement, leadership, and commitment to the progress of Yobe State. And earlier I'd mentioned that during his tenure as governor, Buka Ibrahim achieved several other notable accomplishments. In addition to the road construction project, he prioritized education and worked on improving the quality of schools in Yobe State. He also focused on healthcare, implementing initiatives to enhance access to medical services. He promoted agriculture and irrigation projects to boost food production, and create employment opportunities. Bukar Ibrahim's dedication to the overall development of Yobe State resulted in significant progress in various sector. And from 1999 to 2007, he served as the governor of Yobe State. And may his soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. And now let's quickly look at Jimmy Sholanke. He's a veteran actor, and he's had his early life. He graduated. You would agree with me, Jimmy Sholanke. For all the time I saw him on the screen, he was always adorned in his African attire, in his African native wear. And Sholanke established himself in Los Angeles, California, where his storytelling career began. He was described as a master storyteller. Now, in 1986, he returned to Nigeria with 3 members of the African Review Group to work with the Nigerian Television Authority. His reputation earned him the lead of the film at the age of 81. Now, he's known for a couple of filmography, that is the Kongi's Harvest, Shango, and Shadow Parties, as well as many others. And now let's delve quickly into this into the conversation about the end of an era. I have with me a veteran journalist, and I also have with me a seasoned journalist. And take your life carefully. You have to tread carefully on everything you do so that you are able to live long on the long run. We can boldly say that at 81 is a good age, but then and to be healthy and all of that at the same time. But the question I'm going to ask you first of all is this: have you heard of Bukar Ibrahim before today, and also Jimmy Sholanke? Like, what about these two people resonates in your mind when you hear their name?
Abba Ibrahim, very well. I know Jimmy Sholanke very, very well. I know Bukar Abba Ibrahim because he was a very close friend to my boss, or of my boss, the late Senator Usman Al-Bishri of blessed memory. They were Usman Al-Bishri. And as a result of that, I was able to know a few things about these two iconic Nigerians. Or who is a brother to late Malaka Chala, the former governor of Borno State, the same mother. So, Bukar was his campaign director that time, until the creation of Yobe State. So, and when Yobe State was created, Ali, not Mama Mali, Ali, I will remember the name. Ali asked him to go and contest. He went to Yobe State, he contested. While he won and became the governor of Yobe State, while Bukar became the governor. And the regime was short-lived. You remember?
Okay, that's
during the IBB era.
Yeah. The ill-fated Third Republic.
Since then, I've been very close to him because of my job with Senator Usman Al-Bishri. Usman Al-Bishri too was a very prominent figure, not only in Nigerian politics, but in commerce. That being that, what anybody says, is he Gaidam and many others who are his boys.
It is not for self-aggrandizement. When you are in leadership, the onus is on you to take it as a bounding, and God is going to ask you, did you deliver on the trust I did for Yobe State? It means it delivered trust. He made people, he mentored people. And one thing that is lacking, we have seen everything that the man as a pioneer in Yobe State.
Of Bukar Ibrahim and also Jimmy Sholanke. Now we're looking at two different people. This, Mr. Abdul, please.
Well, for Bukar, it is leadership.
Okay.
Providing credible leadership. Secondly, the standard that is expected of them, because you are not a success as a leader if you cannot mentor others to arrive. So it's from the area you provide leadership. I'm also a Sholanke, but his own is there's no doubt that Jimmy Sholanke is a cultural ambassador. You cannot mention Jimmy Sholanke without mentioning Nigeria, the stories it tells. Ambassador. It is imbibing the spirit of African in the younger generation.
Sure.
He has participated in so many. Are we having such people like Jimmy Sholanke in terms of, because look at this generation. It is like now you see people that there's no authenticity again in many people. Culturally, when you are no longer proud of your identity, when you are telling us about Jimmy Sholanke, that there's no time you see him that you do not see the African identity in him.
Yes.
Identity is important. You understand? Being a global citizen does not stop you from remaining authentic to yourself, to your culture. In fact, when you are authentic to yourself, you reflect the diversity of the world. And so he lived abroad, and he still came home to champion or to lead the African cultural life. And so being a cultural icon, being an ambassador of African culture, shows that he's a committed man.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Before I head over to Mr. Salman Salami, I'd like to also reiterate that you can call the phone line 7 tap on 0818 22 tap on 0818 2222 205 0818 222 and also 06 0818 2222 FM, and you are listening to the Big Talk right here. And this morning we are talking about the demise of Bukar Abba Ibrahim, who is the ex-governor of Yobe State and who died on Sunday, the 4th of February 2024, and the 4th as well. Basically, we're looking at a tribute. We're also looking at the end message. You can send a tribute message. I'll read it out here on the Big Talk. Just those people, you've related with them, you've gone to the beyond. And now, Mr. Salman Salami, please.
That you will account is that he feared Allah, taqwa, and is very, very important in whatever you do, especially as a religious person. Bukar saw politics as a vehicle for rendering selfless service to humanity, and he did on a campaign. Daya Bukar Bill.
What does that mean? Continuously.
So I told him that, sir, I was close to Standard Trust Bank, which it was then before it became UBA, around that roundabout in Damaturu, and you are coming back there. So he laughed and laughed and laughed. That to him was enough reward. And what is success without successor?
Exactly.
Success without successor is failure. He built people, human capital development. No real leader who is interested in leaving a legacy will not prioritize building people. You must build people. You must mentor. You must touch lives. Yours must be an impactful life. In fact, I keep on saying, are your immediate members of your immediate? Yes.
A lasting legacy.
Yes. That Babawolo is being talked about up till tomorrow. How many years after his demise? We still mention Nnamdi Azikiwe. We still mention Sardauna of Sokoto, Sir Hamadu Bello. We still mention Aminu Kano and quite many others. They did not amass wealth. They did not build mansions. But they built bigger houses in the hearts of the people. And like my brother said, legacy. Look at our modern day politicians. How many
Politics as service, not just to humanity, service to God. If as worshiping God, then you need to be sincere. As worshiping God, then you need to be sincere. So the first principle therefore is anybody to know that I'm going to render account, that this trust that God gave me, did I deliver it? If you are not delivering trust, know that God is going to punish you. Mankind too is going to disgrace you. Anybody that does not fulfill the contract that he has is not a man of integrity.
Because it feels like we've been talking some more on Bukka Ibrahim.
discussing Obafemi Awolowo University?
Okay.
It's my son who attended Obafemi Awolowo University. I did not attend Obafemi Awolowo University.
Okay.
I attended the University of Ife.
Okay.
The difference is not only in name, even in content.
Right now.
You see, what is referring to every public university will suffer the same as one of those who made University of Ife great Ife.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Abduwaris, for expatiating on that. Please go ahead, Mr. Salami.
I'm very sure that Mr. Abduwaris will still go. Why some of us are quote unquote proud of going to the University of Ife. That being that, Uncle, you see, we are losing it as Africans.
Exactly.
And this is sad because any river that forgets its source, ambivalence in the sense that we are trying to help the West. The West has not accepted us, and we are forgetting our historical background, our cultural background, and our identity is now lost. Who exactly are we? Who exactly speak in languages other than your native language? You are modern, you are sophisticated. That is idiocy. With due respect.
Do you know that while Africans do not appreciate their identity, while they are losing their identity, even in the West, Westerners actually admire African culture.
Of course.
Understand?
Yeah.
For instance, if you come out in your regular, some of the things you wear, you are done. They want to look special like you, because in any way that an African comes out, he's special.
Okay.
Let me quickly add this.
Okay.
Have you seen a Chinese man using fork and knife?
No.
But when you see a Yoruba man using bare hand to eat amala, they look at him as if.
Thankfully, you used Chinese, because a few times I've been to Asia, because those Asians, they are so culturally minded, even in their food.
Yes.
To the extent that, for instance, look at Eko what we call Eko in Yoruba. If it is in Asia, they will still retain the use of leaf to wrap it.
Of course.
I believe we still use leaf to wrap Eko in Nigeria.
Many people now use cellophane.
But then it's losing its local taste. Exactly.
And look at meme. Let me use meme as an example. If you want to eat real meme, you understand?
Yes.
The aroma is what is even invites you.
And the aroma of the leaf as well, it contributes to it.
That's exactly.
Any mama without leaf is no mama. That is the truth.
So icon in its wildest sense, in the extreme, in the most fashionable way, that anybody that sees them knows that yes, it's representing Africa.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Abdulwaris. Mr. Salami, you were going to say something.
It's important that we reinterrogate this issue.
Okay.
The issue of identity, cultural identity. It is everything. It tells everything. It tells everything about us. And honestly, we are better off if we retain our culture. There is something, and there is everything in culture. Do you know that in Yoruba culture, when you misbehave, the first question they ask is, from which family? You are from which home?
So they can send you back home.
No, not that. Let's get it. The Omoluabi culture, the Bibire culture.
That's integrity.
That is integrity.
Honor.
And the Yorubas don't respect people because of money. Nobody respects you based on material acquisition or your acquisitive instinct. They respect you because of what your family background stands for. To the extent that if you want to marry, they will ask, from which home is this lady from?
True.
If there is history of armed robbery or even disease or any other vice, the right or wrong is a matter for another day. But what we are saying is this: the family history is key, and that goes into the morals, the values we hold very dear. And it is the same in other, and we need our cultural identity to project ourselves. That is why you should thank Otunba Runsewe too, Olusegun Runsewe. In a way, it is trying, but then we need more of Jimmy Sholankes.
Some years ago, I did a piece that was published in some newspapers. The title was "Of Traditional Musings and Modern Nonsense." So, when you are talking about Uncle Jimmy Sholans, the so-called musicians, that do we really have African music again, or the Nigerian music again? You see, there in the time past, there was no social mobilization or development issue that will come, that it is not these musicians of the past that actually propagated it. You talk of census, you talk of so many things. You talk of Operation Feed the Nation. It is these musicians that propagate it. Do we have African musicians or Nigerian musicians who use this?
I don't know if you watched the whole Grammy award celebration over the weekend. You know, I took my time to watch it yesterday, and then I realized that the person that actually won the Grammy for the best art performing artist, the title of her song is Water. Now, when they were welcoming her on stage, they played Fela's Water.
Okay.
To actually welcome her to receive her own award. And you know, it sparked a lot of controversies on the internet, like, it's just like Sheon singing a song titled Water, and Mr. Salami, as you know, he has a song titled Water, and Mr. Salami, as you know, he has the same single with the same title, and then I'm receiving an award, and then they're ushering me in with Mr. Salami's song instead of my own. So it's like controversy, because it's like, a lot of once.
Okay, I think you should have a catalog of what Aylan Mora had sung in the past. There is virtually no social issue that this man did not sing about. Have you heard about Yusuf Olatunji before? Do you know that most of the so-called Fiji musicians of today, they actually go and borrow from them to be, and now the message is not, this the percussion. In fact, in many instances, you see the loss for power is so much. The power, some of them tend to people. It's power they bought. It's power that's, sorry to say, power they did not deserve. So our politicians should actually learn from the past, those who saw power as a trust and they delivered on that trust.
All right, thank you very much. So Mr. Salami, what do you have to say in regards to the similarities and differences?
Well, with all due respect, I don't want us to compare oranges with apple. There's what I call value crisis, in such a way that we attach importance to those things that the leaders of yesteryear did not consider as important. To the Sardaunas, it is now money.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for that. For giving